Hey guys, it's Erica. Welcome back to my channel and thanks so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you guys how I make my oven roasted chicken in the toaster oven. I like to season it with super simple seasonings, poultry seasoning, salt, oil, butter, basically it. And then I use what's called a high heat method. So I start off by cooking it for 15 minutes in the toaster oven at 450, and then I drop it down to 350 and cook it for 20 minutes per pound after that. I've been using this method for so long that I don't ever temp mine to see if it's the right temperature because I know it's gonna be perfect inside. I would recommend the first time that you do it that you do temp yours. So I'm gonna take you guys along and show you how I seasoned it up and what it looks like. I'll link the recipe down below for you guys to check it out if you're interested. And if you like videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe and thumbs up this video. I will have a follow-up video to this that shows you how I use the chicken carcass to make my bone broth. So I'm gonna show you guys that chicken right there and we can see what it looks like. It is coming out of the oven soon and it looks great. Oh, I love when it gets a crispy skin. That is what I am looking for. I always pull the wing off and eat it like immediately as soon as I pull it out of the oven. So here you'll see that I have my station prepped with my cutting board as well as my pan that I'm actually going to cook the chicken on. And then I always pull out my scale. I buy my chickens sometimes from Costco and they come in a package of 2. So the weight on the package is actually for 2 chickens, not the 1 chicken. So I always double check that weight beforehand to make sure that I'm calculating correctly for the 20 minutes per pound. And then even further, I always just round up or down to the half pound. So I don't worry about 5.25 pounds. You know, if it's 5.2, that becomes 5. If it's 5.4, that becomes 5.5. And then I go from there. Now I am cleaning off some garlic and then slicing it in half. I like to slice it in half because I feel like it really helps to release the essence of the garlic, especially if you're just going to be putting it inside the cavity. I sliced a lemon in half, which I've already washed the outside of that because that will actually go directly into the chicken cavity. So you want to make sure your produce is clean for that. And here I have my station set up with my olive oil, my poultry seasoning, and my salt. If you guys want to know the specifics of this recipe, it'll actually be put down below in the description box. And I am just going to dry off the outside of the chicken to make sure there's no extra seasoning. In order to get that crispy skin, you have to have dry skin, not any water or any residue left from rinsing off the chicken. So the first thing I'm going to do is add olive oil to the skin of the chicken. I'm going to do kind of the same thing on both sides, olive oil, salt, and then poultry seasoning. And if you'll see what I'm doing, I have my left hand that's going to be the chicken hand and my right hand that's going to be the seasoning or container hand. I like to do that so that it helps me remember, okay, don't cross-contaminate by touching all of my jars and things that are going to go back into the pantry. I also first season the back of the chicken because the breast will be breast side up when I actually put it in the oven. So that's going to be the presentation side, if you will. So that's going to go up. So I season the back first and then flip it over. And you'll see I just added the garlic and the lemon inside the cavity. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting the butter underneath the skin. You'll see here that I used a whole stick of butter. The recipe is going to tell you that you really only need 4 tablespoons or half of a stick of butter. I adjusted this recipe afterwards. I felt like it was actually too much butter and you need the right amount for it to just be the crispy skin. You don't want it to be super fattening and just have a lot of excess liquid. And I feel like that's what happened this time. So after experimenting, I think 4 tablespoons is the right amount. A lot of people can be hesitant about shoving that butter into the skin of the chicken breast, but it is really a lot easier than you may think. You just got to push a little bit and then kind of mash it down with your hands and mold it to the outside. The goal here is to get that skin separated from the actual chicken meat so that it can get super crispy in the oven. And then again, I added more olive oil, salt, and poultry seasoning to the top of this chicken. And I will leave it just as is. I'll press in some seasoning on the sides, and then it will be ready to go in the oven when it's completely covered. It's got the lemon and garlic inside. You could also add some fresh herbs here. We recently got some thyme from outside that I like to add in there when I have it. If you don't have it though, no worries. This is a super simple recipe.
Now I'm going to put it in the toaster oven, and I have it at 450. This is the high heat method again, so 450 for 15 minutes. Hit start on my toaster oven. I have a little light in there. I love this toaster oven. It's great in the summer, so you don't have to heat up the whole kitchen. And now, after it's been 15 minutes, I'm going to reduce the heat to 350 and just keep it in the oven. Just reduce it down to 350 and then set the timer and you're good to go.
It's perfect. Nice and golden. It's got a crispy skin, you can hear it. Oh yeah. Dinner is served. Oh, and look, it just pulls straight off. Delicious. Looks perfect inside. This is a foolproof recipe and it is so easy because it is super hands-off. Just put it in the oven and then make your sides and you're ready to go.